Now, if we are learning, we've got to learn how to learn. Am I right? So today's gonna be less of a sales training, and it's gonna be more of a training on how we should, be as salespeople. So today is gonna be more so less sales tactics and more people principles. All right. So first, this is gonna be like a lifestyle training, lifestyle type training, where we're just upgrading ourselves in general. So let's go ahead and commence. Now, when we learn what the hell, when we learn anything, you know, there's a way we can learn that makes it slow, where it takes a long time for us to learn, and there's a way we can learn where it makes it fast, to where we can we can learn quickly. So we're gonna go through both methods, and before we click on the video, I'm gonna share my personal thought on how. Let me close out all these tabs. Hold on, because it is a lot. Close out all these tabs so it's not laggy. When it comes to learning, you want to be able to do it quickly, because if you can learn quickly, then that means you can learn one thing, and then by the time you learn that one thing, you can move on to the next thing faster. So I'm gonna make and this is a part of learning. I'm gonna make a docs. I'm gonna make a docs called notes on how to learn. So usually when you're learning something, you don't wanna just be passively learning. Like if you're watching sales videos, that's cool. That's good that you're watching sales videos, but if you're just watching them back to back to back to back to back, you're gonna forget the information. So when you watch sales videos and like help videos and like learning videos, you want to make sure that you're taking notes somewhere that you can refer to and read and refresh your memory, so that it's not just knowledge in the ear, in one ear, out the other. You want to make sure that you're taking notes, that so when you learn something, you can keep it in your brain. You don't have to learn it again. That's something that I struggle with, because I don't usually take notes. I'll just like watch the video and just like passively absorb the information, but that's not how we remember stuff. So if you want to learn, hello bien wave, hello. But if you want to learn, you want to make sure you're taking notes. So we're gonna do principles, notes on how to learn. When learning, take notes. And why? Because passive learning is forgotten quickly. So it's like you might as well not have learned it at all if you forget it. So when learning, take notes. That's going to be the first one. Second one is going to be, don't overcomplicate simple things if it's complex. So like, for example, I might have to elaborate on what I mean by this, because some things are genuinely complex, but person to person, because some people like to complicate easy things. I'm the type of person that doesn't like to do that. I like if it's easy, I want to keep it easy, and I want to make it so that it makes sense to me. I'm gonna remove this one because it depends from person to person. It depends. But when learning, take notes. Passive learning is forgotten quickly. And while we're watching this video, or a couple of these videos, I'm gonna take notes on how to learn, and I'm gonna uh, drop all this info in the Discord. So let's see, how do we learn faster so that we can learn faster?
So you want to learn faster and more effectively than any person you know? You're in the right place. I don't care whether you want to cook the perfect meal, make $1 million, or discover the meaning of life. There's only one skill that you need to be successful in anything that you do. It's called the skill of learning. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, well, I've been learning my whole life. I think I'm pretty good at it. Well, buckle up, because I have some bad news for you. Think back to when you were in school. Your teachers would lecture you about history and science and tell you to go home and learn by reading the textbook. The problem is, you never learned how to actually learn. No one ever sat you down and told you the cheat codes to quickly and effectively absorbing information into your mind. After all these years, I'm going to give you the secret formula and teach you how to learn anything faster than anyone you know. The first principle is absolutely essential for you to know. It's called the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule states that 80% of your results come from only 20% of your effort. So what does that mean for you? Well, if you're trying to learn a new language, instead of memorizing thousands of words and complex grammar rules, focus on the 1,000 most commonly used words and learning how to form basic sentences. Oh, you want to learn how to cook?
Bars. So this is a really good one. The 80-20 rule. This is 80-20 rule. 80% of results come from 20% of, we'll say input. Focus on the 20 focus on the 20. That's a good one. Now, for the language one, I saw something on that yesterday. It's like, if you learn the 100 most common Spanish words. Look, learning the 100 most common Spanish words allows you to understand approximately 50% of daily conversation in Spanish. That's crazy. I'm adding that as a note. That just goes to show that if you focus on learn the basics, or if you learn, like, drill the basics over and over and over and over again. Learning is constant. It can be done at any time if you can think. So, if you think about something and connect the dots in your head, you can literally learn from yourself just by thinking more. Just by thinking, like, more about things. You can learn from yourself. Like, just if you're just sitting there, like, just sitting on the couch. Have you ever just been sitting on the couch and then you were, like, thinking about something that happened or something like that, and you're just thinking about it in your mind, and then you're thinking about it, and then all of a sudden it makes sense? You can literally learn from yourself just by thinking more. Learning is constant. The greatest philosophers, and, like, Albert Einstein, he taught himself. It was someone who was who learned just by going on walks and thinking. There was a physicist who, it was Einstein. So Einstein is, he's known as one of the smartest people on the planet. And his primary method for solving complex problems and coming up with new ideas was to just go on, like, 14-hour walks, and just while he's walking, just through through the nature, he's just thinking about stuff. And in his mind, he's like coming to conclusions and learning things. So he literally just walk, or like in the afternoon, he would just walk and think about stuff. And that's how he got so freaking smart. That's how he solved most of his most complex problems, was just walking and thinking to himself. So you can learn from yourself just by thinking more about complex things. So that's pretty cool. Let's check out the rest of this video.
20% of your effort. So what does that mean for you? Well, if you're trying to learn a new language, instead of memorizing thousands of words and complex grammar rules, focus on the 1,000 most commonly used words and learning how to form basic sentences. Oh, you want to learn how to cook? Focus on mastering the fundamentals first. Chicken, pasta, eggs, rice, etc. Put a little salt and pepper on that and boom, you're already a better chef than half the people I know. And please challenge me in the comments below. I bet you can't name a single skill where mastering the basics first doesn't make you better more quickly. The truth is, most people overcomplicate things and waste time on details that don't matter. If you focus on the 20% that drives 80% of the results, you'll get way better, way faster than everyone else. Now, the second principle may shock you. Anytime you're trying to learn anything new, I want you to have one single goal in mind: to fail over and over and over again as quickly as possible. Now, you're probably thinking, what the f is this guy talking about? I'm here to learn things, not fail. Well, you're gonna wanna hear me out. If your goal is to learn how to go viral on social media, but from day one, every single post you put out gets 1 million likes, what did you actually learn? You learned nothing. You do not learn from succeeding. The only time you ever learn is after you fail. If you want to learn how to shoot a basketball, you have to miss a shot first so you can take a step back and reflect on what you did wrong. Sure, would going viral on social media every time or never missing a basketball shot be amazing? Of course, but that's not real life. The point is, you only learn by failing first. So by that logic, it would only make sense to fail as much and as quickly as possible. The learning cycle at its very core has 4 stages. 1, experiencing that failure. 2, taking a step back to reflect on what went wrong. 3, taking in more information like watching videos or reading books. And 4, improving on your mistakes. Then simply just repeat. Now, I have a cheat code for fast-laning this process in cognitive tasks like studying for an exam or learning a new language. Let's say, for example, you're studying for an exam, videos or reading books, and 4, improving
The learning cycle. So, as he said, learning is fail, reflect, learn, improve, then repeat. So you have to fail. If you don't fail, then you're not making any progress. I've, like, in creating this freaking team, I've failed so many times throughout so many things, doing all these things, but every failure taught me a valuable lesson. I won't repeat that again. So you have to fail. You have to learn hard lessons. Not only that, when you fail, it's a reflection of what's working and what's not working. So if you're failing at something, and not even, because sometimes you could fail at something for a very long time until you make it work. So oftentimes when we fail, it isn't about the thing that we're doing, it's about the thing that we haven't learned yet. Because anything works if you can make it work. So you just want to, fail a lot, fail as much as you possibly can in your beginning stages, so that by the time you start getting good, you fail less and less and less and less. The more you fail, that just shows you what you need to work on and keep failing at until you can actually be successful. So you want to fail, reflect, think about the failure. Why did I fail? Why did that happen? Learn new information about what it was you failed at, and then 4, be successful.
On your mistakes, then simply just repeat. Now, I have a cheat code for fast-laning this process in cognitive tasks like studying for an exam or learning a new language. Let's say, for example, you're studying for an exam on World War II. I want you to close the book, then ask yourself questions like, explain what happened in World War II. From there, recite everything you know. Almost pretend like you're the one teaching. Once you eventually hit a roadblock, jot that down, then go back to reading so you can fill that gap. After that, just keep repeating this process. By doing this, you're failing instantly every couple of minutes. This cheat code is known as active recall. Now, this final principle is arguably the most important of.
Interesting. I'm gonna start doing stuff like that. I'm gonna start doing stuff because this is a crazy.
Close the
cheat
book,
code.
then
Like, it
ask yourself
sounds
questions
difficult,
like, explain what happened.
but if you actually do this, you will learn so fast. So let me see if I can write all that down. Learn about something. Close. Learn about something. Then write down everything you learned about it. Then learn some more, or find the information you forgot. Then write down find some and everything again. Then repeat. So that makes sense because basically you're learning something complicated, difficult, and then after you've learned that thing, after you've learned the complex thing, you ask yourself, okay, how much of this information did I actually retain? How much of this information did I actually learn? And then by you putting it down on paper, it makes it so that you remember it even more. And then when you go back to refer to it again and learn again, then you're absorbing new knowledge. And then when you put it down on paper again, it only solidifies the stuff, not only the stuff that you already learned, but also the new stuff that you're learning. So by the 10th time you've written it down on paper, you will pretty much know that forever. Like you're not gonna write the same thing on paper 10 times over and over again and then learning new things and then forget it the next day. That's gonna be something that stays in your mind. That's gonna be something that you remember.
Happened in World War II. From there, recite everything you know. Almost pretend like you're the one teaching. Once you eventually hit a roadblock, jot that down, then go back to reading so you can fill that gap. After that, just keep repeating this process. By doing this, you're failing instantly every couple of minutes.
All right, that's enough. We've gotten enough notes on how to learn. So let's see what we've learned on how to learn. So when learning, you want to take notes. Passive learning is forgotten quickly. That's why I wrote down this document so that we could remember everything that was in that video and refer to it when we want to. And read this one time a day. And this is also a thing that helps you solidify stuff to remember it. Like if you have something like this and then read it one time a day, then you'll remember all this information as well. So let's go through it. When learning, you want to take notes because passive learning is forgotten quickly. The 80-20 rule: 80% of results come from 20% of input. Focus on the 20% that matters. Learning the 100 most common Spanish words allow you to understand approximately 50% of daily conversational Spanish, which is crazy. Because if you just learn the 100 most common Spanish words, you're pretty much 50% fluent in Spanish. Like you can learn a language by that logic. You can learn a language a day. If you just learn like 200 or 300 of the most common Spanish words a day, you could learn most of Spanish in a day and be able to speak it like, well, that's crazy. So master the basics, fundamentals. Then practice them over and over and over and over again. So master the fundamentals and then practice the fundamentals over and over and over and over and over and over again. That gives you a steady foundation to ensure that, if you have to go off script. So that's why we have the script, and we want you guys to run the script before you just start freestyling stuff. Because if you can practice the script, memorize the script, know why we say each thing on the script, then when you go to freestyle, it'll be way easier to freestyle because you'll have a foundation to return to. You'll know why you're saying this, why you're saying that, because the script already gave you the answers of why we say things. So when you freestyle, you'll know what to say because you have a foundation in place to, tell you that this is a good thing to say or this is not a good thing to say when you're freestyling. Learning is constant. You can literally learn from yourself just by thinking more about complex ideas, not things. Learning is constant. You can learn from yourself just by thinking about complex ideas. Fail constantly. Fail forward quickly. Fail forward quickly. So, fail forward quickly. The more you fail, the more you learn. Failure in itself is a success. The learning cycle goes fail, reflect, learn, improve, then repeat. So you want to fail quickly, fail a lot, reflect, learn, improve, then repeat. And when you learn about something, write down everything you learned about it. Find some new information you missed. Then write down everything about it once again, then repeat. This solidifies and cements knowledge into your brain so you don't forget. This cements knowledge into your brain so you don't forget. So we're gonna do some learning right now. We're gonna learn from our training bot. I've created a sales training bot for us to speak with. Hey Fila, what's up, Fila? Use these techniques today. Excellent. That's awesome. What's up, Fila? So, I've created a sales training bot that we are going to use today. If you go to po.com, and I won't be able to talk to it. Resets in 2 hours. Okay, I've got to wait 2 hours. That's why we made 2 different bots. This is the first bot I made on po.com. The second bot I made is just a ChatGPT prompt. So if you put this prompt that right here into ChatGPT, you just copy paste this, right? And then you just copy. Now you bring this over to ChatGPT, right? And you just paste the prompt. Now we're waiting on you. Okay, and then you say start. Or let's say, hey, it's supposed to say the name of the business. Okay. What business is this? And then we'll start. Okay. All right. It just started. Anyways, this is the roleplay bot. So it's supposed to say the name of the business. I'll change the prompt so that it says the name of the business. But basically, you talk with this bot. Hello, I saw you were on Facebook. I was looking over your Facebook page and saw some things that made me curious about you. Are you getting new leads? Are you getting leads from your web? Just use Facebook mostly. Okay, this is why it's supposed to say what business it is, because if it says that, then I would know that it doesn't have a website. But I'll fix the prompt so that it does that. Hello, saw you on Facebook. Look over your Facebook page. What website? I need to fix the prompt. I need to fix this prompt because give us one second. The agent doesn't identify itself before starting the role play with this prompt. Reread it. Start. Give me 1 second. So it's gonna give us a new prompt to say to a so this prompt, the one that is writing right now, is the improved one. It didn't the reason I'm changing it is because the bot before it starts is supposed to say like what business it is, what how many followers and all that stuff. So the bot is supposed to identify basically like what kind of business they are, so that you don't have what just happened happen. We're gonna do a new chat. We're gonna try it again with this one. Gotta fix this. So now it should say what business it is. Yes. Okay, cool. Metro Flow Plumbing, Dallas, Texas. We do residential plumbing, mostly service calls. Hey, Metro Flow, was looking over your Facebook page, was just wondering, do you have a site or still in the works? Or is it still in the works? Yo. Yo. I don't know why I said that. Wait, hold on. Alright, anyways. Holy moly. I can't believe it just called me that. Alright. Alright, anyways, I'm gonna put this prompt on the DM setting manual. I'm gonna put this prompt on here in a new tab. I'm gonna do it right now. Chat GPT role play prompt. So if you copy and paste this prompt into your Chat GPT, it'll act as if it's a business owner, and like y'all can have a conversation, and you could like use this for practice to book appointments. So you just copy paste this prompt into Chat GPT. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. We have a role play bot. It called me a name. I don't know why. Like it's being real rude. But anyways, you can find that on the document. Right under tips and tricks. And let's see what else. All right, we're gonna leave this here because it just like called me a name. But let's see. What do you guys want more clarification on? I want you guys to ask me some questions. Most of the people tell me something. I use Facebook for now and then block me. It depends on what you're saying to them. If they're blocking you from the first message, you're definitely saying something that's like offensive or something like that. They should not be doing that. They should not be blocking you from the first message. You're definitely saying like something rude or something. If they don't answer, most of the people I DM don't answer. You gotta have a good opener. You gotta have, you gotta build curiosity. You gotta make them curious. She's trying aggressive sales tactics. That's what it seems like. If you're getting just like straight off blocked, that's what it seems like. It seems like you're being aggressive in the DMs. We will have a long conversation. That's okay. I need to make more scripts. I need to make more scripts for us so that we know exactly what to refer to, what to say, all that stuff, all that good stuff. But in terms of if they're not answering, that's because you gotta build curiosity in a way. Like let's do some live outreach on Facebook, and let me reach out to a couple business owners. So go to Facebook, right? Go to Facebook, and then type DM me for pricing. Boom. And then once we've gotten here, for sale, cool price, cool. I've seen a lot of these posts. We're gonna go posts. Okay, recent. We're gonna go recent. Cool. Alice Vegas. Okay. Hey Alice. Nah. Hey Alice. Saw your page. I love the stuff you're doing. Where's your site? Like she should respond to just like a message like this. I'm gonna put it in the Discord. Like just a message like this. They should respond to that because they don't know why you're asking yet. They like if you can't find their site, then they don't know why you're asking. They think you might be a customer, you might be here to help them with something. They don't know. So it builds curiosity because they aren't sure exactly, like they can't say, oh, this guy's trying to sell me something, I'm gonna block them. Like who's gonna block me if you send a message like this? If you say, saw your page, love the stuff you're doing, where's your site? They're not gonna block you if you say that. So I would need to know what Sana's saying to be getting blocked, because they shouldn't be blocking you. Like even if they know that you're trying to sell them stuff, they shouldn't. Like there's ways to do it to where they don't block you. But that's my fault because I gotta give you guys more scripts. So I'll build out those scripts. But like an easy message like this. This is a good opening message. Let's see if I could find one of the business owners that I already reached out to. See, like these guys, they didn't respond. Anine responded. Oh, that was for contractor. He's a contractor. Those guys didn't respond. And a lot of times, yeah, sometimes they won't respond. Like this person, I thought she was gonna respond. She didn't. That's Smiley. I made a script on her thing. Let's see who else we got. I know there was one guy who responded. Kyle Ken, that's a cool name. Need some clarity. I talked to him a while ago. Where's this guy at? What was his name? There was one guy who responded. We had a pretty good conversation. It was short, but It was about marine stuff. Alright. This is taking mad long. Here we go. Here it is. Is this it? Is this it? Oh my goodness. Here it is. Found it. Right here. Eric. So we talked to Eric. And to Eric, I said, just curious. I was looking over your Facebook page. I didn't see a site for Revival Marine Care. Where do you send new customers? I don't send them anywhere. Okay. Got it. So you've got your own shop going on, your own operation where people come to you locally. Cool. You ever consider scaling, or is it just good enough? So I'm gonna copy paste this, like only the intro, so that you can use it as a reference, as a good way to have conversations with these guys. I'm gonna send it on the. I don't know. I want to make a document about it, but I don't think I have to make a document. So here's just an example of how you can respond to these guys so that they're not just like blocking you, because this guy didn't block me, but we did have a good conversation. So it should follow something like this. Like this, you can use that as a good frame for an intro conversation before getting like deeper into it. But for now, I want you guys to practice training with the robot, with ChatGPT, so that we can learn what to say, how to say it, so that we can get further into the conversation before they just disqualify us. Because this robot is hard to close. If you could close ChatGPT from this prompt, then you're doing something right. With that being said, though, I'm gonna cut it there. That's gonna be it for today's training. I've still got some more scripts and documents and all sorts of stuff to make. If you block me, you're gay. Okay. I mean, that might work. You could try it. But anyways, I've got to make some more stuff for you guys to be successful. That's going to be it for today's training. I hope we got some good value. It wasn't a super juicy value pack training today. But, we learned how to learn. We learned about the new roleplay bot, how to DM set with the roleplay bot. So you just copy this prompt and you put it in ChatGPT, and it'll act as a client. I've got to refine the prompt still, make sure that it works properly. But yep, you can use this stuff for today to get some new skills, get some new leverage in the game. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's training. No responses, random ghosting, sending some follow-ups. The other AI is on Poe. Yeah, I got you. The other AI, Poe. So, boom, it's this one. Drop the link. So this is the other AI for the roleplay bot. But that being said, practice with the AI agents. They'll help you to improve, learn what to say, how to say it, why to say it. The best way to practice is just to, practice. Or the best way to be successful is to practice. So, and this is way better than like scripts because it lets you learn like real time while you're typing how it's like with a client. It's way better than scripts. Talking to the bot. But yeah, I'm out, guys. Peace. Peace out. Love you guys. Bye.